Welcome to the Sims 4 Twitch stream. Today, we're going to cover Edit Town. Who's there? It's Graham and Grant.
Woo! All right, so we got a lot of cool stuff to get through today. We thought we'd just kind of walk people through some of the ways that you can customize the game, different ways to edit your neighborhood, maybe some functions that you didn't quite realize existed in game. So a little bit of a tutorial with a fun spin on it.
Yeah, and you could expect more of these from us. We've been talking to their fans, looking at surveys, going on the board, social media, and we know that there's a really big game here, and there's a lot of stuff that you guys didn't know that existed, or you didn't know where to find it because it's different than Sims 3 or Sims 2. So things like this, we're going to try to walk you guys through all of it so you know where it is.
Kind of one of the fun things I think about the game is when you start digging into the menus and different functionality of things that you can do, there's like 5 different ways to do everything in game. So we'll walk through a few different options, kind of talk people through them, and you can choose the one that's best for you. So I think we'll go ahead and just hop in the game, right?
Yeah, let's go over the high-level terms real quick. So that you guys understand what the heck we're talking about as we go through, we thought we would quickly go over the glossary of terms. So the first thing is that Oasis Springs is a world. When we say world, we mean Oasis Springs or Willow Creek. This is all the neighborhoods and houses inside of it.
Right, so 2 different worlds that came with the base game, and you can switch between them anytime you want, really.
Next, we have neighborhoods. So by a neighborhood, we mean one of these sections that you can highlight, and it's all the different lots inside of it. Each of the worlds typically has about 5 neighborhoods with any number of lots inside of it.
Yeah, and just some interesting things. So a couple residential neighborhoods, so there, and there. And then we have a kind of a community neighborhood as well, which has some venues on it that you can explore, as well as a nice big park that's all by itself in each of the worlds.
So one thing that's really cool about each neighborhood is that they have what we call like public space. So the different lots, you load to one of them. So let's say I travel to the gym. I'm going to be at the gym. That's where I've gone to. But there's a public space around the gym that may have a stream where I can go fishing, Sims walking around. In fact, if you want to move the camera around this agave abode real quick, all this area around the street with the Sims walking by, we can go jogging.
Yeah, so like in this neighborhood, for example, you can send your Sims over here to go, grill, do a little picnic bench, do some gardening. Yeah. There's cool places to explore out here, go across the bridge. I happen to know there's some collectibles that spawn right there because I've been playing in this neighborhood on my save game at home.
This was my default lot towards the end of the base game when I was testing a lot. This was my favorite starter home.
Yeah, so all this space right around here is kind of playable. And then when you go onto the specific lots, that's when you go and actually load and visit them.
And then the final term, which we've used about 1,000 times explaining other terms, is the lot, which is one of these individual places where a house can exist or a venue.
Sure. So that's my home lot. If I want to go across the street and visit the Zest family, you can see as you move your mouse cursor over it, it actually highlights it to let you know that you're going to have a load when you go there.
Cool. So why don't we mix up and just redo this lot entirely? Let's create an entirely new residential space. Let's get a clean slate.
Yeah, I'll jump into build mode here. I just pressed F3 to access that. That's I jump around with hotkeys a lot, but a lot of you will know just clicking that button in the top right there for build mode.
So let's do the clean slate, and to do that, let's go to the lot info panel, which is in the top middle. And if you see on the right, we have a bulldozer. We can click that.
Get that soundboard ready, man.
Oh, hold on.
I can't click it yet.
All right, you guys ready?
Here we go. Bulldoze.
Bulldoze and... Yeah, look at that. So we bulldozed this lot, and now we have a clean slate.
One thing to note about bulldozing, you can't undo it, so make sure that when you want to bulldoze, you are ready to bulldoze.
Let's go to the gallery.
Yeah.
We don't really have time to build today, so let's go see what the people have created for us. The gallery is just this incredible thing. It's probably my favorite feature in The Sims 4, and it's something that it really shows the life and the creativity of the community. You guys have created so many amazing things that we can all go in here and use.
Actually, you know what? I started clicking through things here. Let me back up a step. So when you first come into the gallery, we've kind of set some initial default filters for what content you see. So just by default, it selects Max's content, and that means content that we've gone through.
We sort of approve, check it off. We think this is really good.
Yeah, like cool content.
Editor's choice.
If you want to go through and just see like everything that's been uploaded to the gallery, jump over here and click all. And so that's going to have every piece of content that players have uploaded. And there's some basic filters as well. So we want to find lots. We'll click on that and just get the Sims out of there.
And let's go to the advanced really quick. This is something that people might not know about. It's tucked down here, but you can actually sort in the gallery by lot sizes. So you can pick something that's really big or small.
Yep.
You can look within your price range. You can even search for different types.
Some pretty fancy ones there if we go to the big lots.
Those are ridiculous.
I don't think we have a whole lot of money, so I'm going to keep it fairly cheap here. And we definitely want residential lots,
Yes.
so we'll select that. What do you think looks cute here? What do we want?
I mean, this one here, I can't pronounce it because it's in a different alphabet, but that one's really cute.
Yeah, we can also, I like this one because it lets you know, like,
Oh.
so favorites from the last 7 days, downloads, most downloads from the last 7
It's
days.
sort of like the most popular feed.
Yeah, and then all time as well. So what's the most downloaded house ever? 29,000.
That astronaut starter is so
263.
cool.
Which one?
Astronaut starter.
Oh
Look
yeah,
at
that's a
that.
sweet one. Let's bring that one up. Oh, I don't have. Nope,
Oh.
too small. Let's grab a smaller lot here. I think we're on a 30 by 20.
No, not because that's 30 by
Oh.
20 if that's too small. So we must
20
go
by 15 for me. All right,
That little pebble, look at all that stuff that's crammed in there.
sweet. I like it. All right, we'll grab the furnished one. Yes, we have enough money.
So one thing that's really cool is that this happened to place the lot just perfectly where it faces the street and everything. But what if we didn't want to place the lot here? What if it twisted it the other way? Is there an easy way to do that?
We can. So just go up here, grab Move House, and then you can actually grab the entire house, pick it up, start to move it around. I'm going to press the comma and the period hotkeys on my keyboard,
'cause you
just so I can
rotate it.
turn it while I'm holding it. Otherwise, you'd have to press the arrow keys on here just while you're not holding the building. But, I don't want a backwards home, so I'm going to pick that up and do it one more time. Perfect. Looking good there. Yeah.
It's really great. The thing is, though, is I don't like the family that's here. Can we jump out really
That's a
quick?
little judgmental, Grant. There, that's the first dumb thing we said on the broadcast today.
I just don't like him. He's got red hair. I just don't like.
All right. So you want to switch out the household.
Yeah, so let's go to Manage Worlds again. So click the ... the options menu. You can also hit Escape.
And Manage Worlds, we're going to show a bunch of stuff in here today. It's a really powerful mode that lets you edit a lot about the world and the Sims that inhabit it. So we'll go to just Manage Worlds there and do a little editing. So first off, you can see it's updated the map with that new lot that we put on our
Nice.
home. And I can go in here and we can start to tweak some things. So I could build in here. I could go back to playing my family. But
Anytime you want to play a different family, you can pretty much click on any lot you want to grab that other family.
yeah, so we want to do some slightly more advanced stuff though. So let's evict this household
Get him
entirely.
out of there.
All right. See ya. And we can grab a new one. So why don't we hop back on the gallery and do that? So again, I'm going to go back to the all sort here, and let's
Look for
filter by
households this time.
households this time. And we've got some cool advanced stuff here as well. So, if you just want certain size families, we can do that as well.
I'd say 2 to 3
Oh, wow.
steps.
I know
Azalea.
we tweeted out the Iggy Azalea sim the other day. It
That's
looks
really
like somebody
cool.
made their own as well. Not bad. Let's see. You like the Tiger family? Oh, wow. Who do you like here, Grant? Mr. Future.
Mr. Future's like, hey.
And just one thing to note, custom content does show up on the gallery as well, so you can't get the devil horns in game necessarily. But it's something we support. You can see it on the gallery. But if you want to download that content, you go outside of the game and get that, from your favorite mod author. or
Yeah, you need to
custom
find the
content
mod author, get the files that they uploaded, put them in your mod folder under your The Sims 4. There'll be a folder called mods where you should put it.
I want Mr. Future here, man. I
Let's
like
get
this
Mr.
guy.
Future.
All right, so we'll grab our sim there. And so now we're moving him. We haven't put him on the lot just yet. But I can select my house from previously and got a few options here. So furnished, unfurnished, or we could bulldoze the lot yet again. We like our home that we selected, so we'll just purchase it. And then you can see he's unplayed currently. So right now we don't have any played households, but we can go back and select him. And it's just as easy as selecting play here and puts us right back in game. So that's a little bit about how you can edit your own home. What about if you want to edit some of the other houses in the neighborhood?
Well, we could pretty much demolish any.
Mr. Future. All
Must have
right.
been custom content.
How did Ryan Vaughn get in
I
our
don't
game?
know. I thought he was on vacation today. I explicitly asked for him not to be in this Twitch cast. Let's go back to Managed Worlds and let's just do anything. So one of the pieces of feedback we heard early on when we first launched the game was that people thought that they only had 2 or 3 lots in the world that they could manipulate because there were only 2 or 3 blank lots. And that's true.
Sure. So just looking around, like there's an empty lot there, one down here. So basically 3 per world, but you can do way more than that if you want to start editing.
You can pretty much change anything you want. Let's rip out this park.
Okay. So just want to get rid of it completely?
Well, let's start from here. Let's make it a venue. So click on the ...
Okay.
Let's
so
change the lot type.
we can change it from right here. What are you feeling?
Let's see what the Twitch cast wants.
All right.
Let me say Twitch. Oh my god, I cannot type. Twitch. What type of venue should we build?
Get them votes in.
This room is in slow mode. Oh man. No, not the park. Sorry, Mystical Maid. We're going to destroy the park.
I like the Ryan comments.
Library. I like library. I'm a big fan of reading. A lounge. Nightclub.
I see a lot of nightclub ones popping up.
All right, nightclub wins.
All right. Okay, so right now, because we're changing the lot type, it's going to ask us to do some things in particular in build mode, because we have to have some special objects on the lot for it to function.
Yeah, one of the things we think makes Sims 4 really special is that we wanted to give every lot and venue type a bit more simulation under the hood. We wanted them to be smarter and we wanted them to do more. And the way the game knows to do that is it has to have those objects, because Sims ultimately, all of their AI is based on the objects in their surroundings. They react to the things that are in their surroundings.
So right now, it just so happens that the park that was already built has enough of the objects that we need for a nightclub.
But that's a lousy nightclub.
That's no fun. So
Back to the bulldozer.
Let's go and bulldoze this thing again. Get it out of here. There we go.
Yeah.
So nice fresh slate, and you can see it's all changed back to 0 out of however many objects we need.
And real quick, let's say that at this point we didn't want to do a nightclub. We could click that button there,
Yep.
and we could select a different one, and the checklist would update.
Yep.
One thing you guys have to keep in mind is that you cannot build a venue on a lot that has Sims living on it. So let's say I click on Space Ryan that just jumped into our game, and I clicked on his lot, and I said change venue type. It would say you have to evict Space Ryan first. And I would say, sure, that's great. So if you evict them, you could do that, but you're always going to have to move them out.
Yep.
Now, if you go to the lot info panel in build on a lot that already has people on it, you won't be able to change it at this level. You need to go to Manage Worlds, evict them, and then you could change the lot type.
Sure. So actually, let's show something really quickly, just so people see what this looks like in action.
Sure.
Let's grab a bar, actually. And I'm just using the new search bar there, which I find extremely helpful. I'm glad we have that in game. So you can see as I've added this bar to my lot, it's checked off the bar requirement, because we need that for a nightclub. Now, something interesting that happens if I try and go back to the world map,
Yes.
it's going to warn me. It's going to say it's still incomplete. And just for the sake of this broadcast, let's show people what happens if you actually do this. Because we don't stop you from, going back, but we do try and warn you. And that's what this little icon over the lot indicates. So if you ever see that kind of yellow caution sign over one of your venues,
Sort of under construction.
yeah, it means that it doesn't have all the objects it needs.
And for these other ones really quickly, just in case you guys didn't know, the lot that has no plumb bob over it means that the lot is vacant. Nobody lives there right now.
Yep.
If it's a gray plumb bob, it means that somebody lives there, but you've never played them before. If it's a green one, you've played them before.
Yep.
So that basically says these are the people you play with. And then obviously we have unique icons for each venue type that basically says at a glance, hey, this is a lounge.
Yeah, museum, lounge, gym, bar. So let's hop back in here really quickly because I don't just want a blank lot with a bar. There's so many cool nightclubs on the gallery. We should definitely hop on here and try and find one that we want placed down. So again, I'm going to jump back to all, select lots, and let's go into advanced because we can filter it so that we just find the
And this is a
nightclubs.
huge nightclub, so we can look at huge stuff.
I spotted this one this
I
morning.
love this. This is so great, the gay nightclub.
That's so wonderful.
It cracks us up.
I was trying to figure out how they built that in game, and then I realized they did the letters like via the little light objects, and then changed the colors of them, which is really cool.
We've got a little bit of time, so we can go through a couple of these for a bit.
I just been amazed with what people have been doing in here. Like, how cool is that?
Any cool... Hold on, let me see if there's any cool venues we should search.
Oh, that's Whoa, check that out. So they did a train station
What?
by using the
trolleys?
object enlargening cheat.
Yeah.
So they took the toys from the kids.
Yeah.
Oh, that is
Those
super
kids'
cool.
toys are the best thing ever for what you guys. We never expected you guys to do that.
I kind of want that one, man.
Which one?
That train station one. That was
Are
awesome.
we going to settle so soon?
I don't know. Let's take a look at some of the awesome venues that are in here because we've been seeing so much cool stuff lately. I'm just going to go to
Got the
all-time
Silicon de
favorites.
Sims. Oh,
Like Gold Lake Manor. I know Aaron Houts tweeted this one out beforehand.
that blows my mind.
What they did with roofs on that one is ridiculous. Let's do some favorites from like most recent ones that have been coming up.
I just want to note that nobody in this room likes Aaron Houts. I mean,
Wow.
he's just mean.
There we go. Second dumb comment. Like, check out some of these. That is absolutely ridiculous.
That would make a fantastic library, but unfortunately, we're looking for a nightclub.
Look at the Sim Beauty Castle.
I
I don't know. I kind of want to go drop down a residential lot later as well because some of these are just insane.
Absurd.
to me. Yeah. I thought this one was really pretty. I saw it earlier.
Yeah, it's very
Basilica.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh, and this one neat where they made sort of like their own little town with all the different. Oh, the hovel. I love the curved roof of the hovel. Sort of looks like Frodo's house.
Yeah, little Hobbit town.
It's so great.
But yeah, let's go
back. Let's go
grab
find a
that
nightclub.
Sweet nightclub. I liked that train station one. So let's see. Where was it on there? Favorites all time? Or was it most recent? There it is. Oasis Springs Station. So we'll just drop this right down onto our lot. Furnished. And let's see if it comes with all the objects it needs.
Oh, missing a trash can.
Perfect. What a good example. So,
Fantastic example. And notice it tells you if you have things over. It doesn't care if you do it over. And also, the game doesn't care where you put it. The Sims don't care. It just needs to be there. And this is just generally a checklist to say, if you want this to work.
check it out, man. I'm racking up followers during the
got
broadcast.
the llama.
All right, so let's get a trash can on here. Just finish this lot off. Let's see. There we go.
All right.
I like this barrel one. That'll go with our...
Our bar decor.
There's a good spot to drop it. Yeah, just in the corner there. There we go. So now we've got a completely functional lot. And if we jump back up to map view... Well, actually, let's give it a
let's
name.
rename it. So
Yeah.
you can rename stuff here. And if this were a residential lot, you could also pick new bed and bath. And that way you define that and you can help track it. One other thing I was thinking about that people may not know about is that you can actually add your own music to the game. The way you do that is the first time you listen to a station on the stereo, so electronica,
that's
alternative, it adds a folder on your computer. So in The Sims 4, it'll say custom music. And so under that, it'll have a folder that'll say like electronica. You can then add MP3s, your own MP3s to that.
Yep.
And whenever you listen to that station, that stuff will show up in your sound station.
Yeah, we can't show the desktop on the stream, but basically it'll be right in here. So if you go in the music and you add those MP3s to these stations, you'll see it show up on this list, and you can preview it. You can turn off, like if I said I don't like the alternative station, I can decheck all those and use that as my own station essentially, which is pretty cool. Yeah, but I do like the alternative. What am I saying? We'll turn those all back on.
So good.
All right, so we got our cool train station there. We've got some households over here.
Mr. Future,
Yeah, Mr.
otherwise known as Ryan Vaughn.
What do you think, Grant? Where are we going to go next?
Well, so let's talk about household management really quickly.
Perfect.
Because there's it's one of those little things that's tucked up there that has some important stuff, but also there's a really neat detail that people can manipulate that they might not know about.
Definitely. So if we just hop in here initially, the first thing it's going to show you is households that you've played before. So Hamill was our original household, and then we've got Mr. Future. He's our current guy. But something interesting here, it says right beneath him, currently not in worlds. And that's because we evicted them previously, and they don't have a home right now. But we can still see them show up from time to time, which
That
is
actually
pretty
means
important.
they're townies.
Yep.
And what's actually cool about this is that you can create other Sims that are here, and you can essentially you can define who your townie pool is. So all of these Sims here that say currently not in world, if you don't want the let's pick a group.
Well, so we can look and filter it actually here as well. So we can
How
see
simple
who's
is
living
that?
in Oasis Springs, who's living in Willow Creek, and let's say the BFFs, we're getting them out of here. So we can take them and actually change where they are. So we can split their household. We can switch them to an unplayed household. We can actually create a new household here. So let's say we want one of them to be single. I'm just going to make a new household. Let's move the ladies out, and we'll keep Travis behind there. So now I've split them, and they've gone back to being townies. They're not living in our world anymore. And you can actually see that entire population just by going here. So I put the guru household so they just show up and wander around from time to time. But we've got some other fun ones in here. And the game will actually generate more of these townie households as you play, so that you have new Sims kind of coming into your world and new people to meet all the time.
Sorry, I'm just typing on the cast.
But yeah, so you have a lot of options. So not only can you go up to household management, you can go and you can change your households here as well. So I can move out a household, I can travel with this household, I can evict them, or I can actually just manage them directly. So if I wanted to change them, for example, or any household really, there's the land grabs. Oh, this is cool, actually. I bet a lot of people don't know about this. In the household management, you can actually see bios for each of the households in the world.
Indeed.
Learn a little bit more about their past, kind of their family. You can go in here and actually edit them. So change that. Whoops.
These guys are jerks.
So you can go in and write your own bios for your Sims if you want to. And then let's say I want to move them. So they were living there previously. I want that lot for myself maybe. So let's actually take them over here. We'll drop them in the Rio Verde as well.
Real quick, Graham, we have a question. Are you single?
Oh, God. Let's next question.
Next question, okay.
Do you have a soundboard response for that one?
I do. That would be the dinosaur roar.
The macho roar?
Yeah.
So when you're moving your households, you've got a few options as well. So you can keep the furniture from your previous lot. I don't think we need it because we're going to move into this other nice lot. So I'm going to sell it. And then you've got, unfurnished, furnished, bulldoze here as well. So we'll just keep it furnished. And so now this lot's empty and I can do whatever I want with it. And we've got the land grabs over here. Something really cool, if you just want to pull any Sim household down from the gallery that you like and have them be townie households, there's a really kind of simple process for doing that. So we can go on the gallery again. Let's find another cool household that we like.
Zombie is kind of incredible.
Where is that?
Right there in the middle.
Good God.
He looks malnourished, but I guess if he's only eating brains.
Wonderful. Let's set up a townie zombie. So I'm going to bring him into the neighborhood. There's one extra step you need to make here before you put him as a townie. So we'll have to put him on the lot. So I'm just going to drop him onto this empty home. And then I'm going to go in and I'm going to immediately evict him. So boot him out to household management. And now if we go into household management and check those unplayed households that are not in the world, there's our zombie. So he's going to start wandering around and we'll see him show up from time to time. Pretty nice.
Yeah, and what's really cool is that, one of my favorite things, I probably mentioned this before, you guys are probably sick of it, but during testing late in the game, many of the people on the team were creating these really incredible sets with all the characters created and all the lots created, all those different sets and stuff. And one of the things we noted was that, if you wanted to make like Walking Dead, somebody made the prison, they made all the characters, Rick, Carl, all that stuff. And with this, you can actually fill all of your townies that don't live in the world and just make them like the zombie characters that you download. Yep. And it helps you tell that story, create that movie and that fiction.
Yeah, pretty cool. So what do you say we talk about maybe rotational gameplay a little bit and how you kind of accomplish that in game?
Sure.
Yeah, so I already have my played household here. And we talked a little bit before about how those other gray plumb bobs mean Sims are living there, but they aren't played currently. Now, let's say I just want to jump over and play the land grabs. We just move them into a cool new place. I simply click on the lot, select play, and they're immediately going to become a played household of mine. And there's actually some nice options for that as well if you want to have a little bit more control of your played households. So I thought I would jump in here. Let's take a look at some of the options. And if we just go over to gameplay, you'll see some of the aging options that we have. So right now, you can have unplayed Sims in your world age up, just kind of in the background. Will eventually die off. We'll move new Sims in. But if you want real control over your played households, if I don't want space,
don't touch anything. Don't show up Space Ryan.
No. Yeah, if I don't want Space Ryan to age while I'm not playing him, I can go in here and I've got some nice choices. So auto age for played Sims. If I select yes, all of my played households are going to be aging at any time. If I go and I select no, none of my played households are ever going to age unless I click on a birthday cake and tell them to age up. Now, this one's my favorite one. So only active household. And that essentially means the household that I'm currently playing, they will automatically age up. But my other played households that I care about, they'll kind of be frozen in the background until I go back to playing.
Which basically means you have complete control over your story. That was one of the pieces of feedback we had in the past, is that people hate when the game takes those choices out from under them. We want to make sure you have that choice there so that you can tell your story and go back to your different Sims. Man, you have so many followers.
What did somebody just post on Sim Guru Graham here? Glad to see you in the Sims 4.
Glad to see you too.
How do I get my How do I get my stuff I made into the community for people to view?
Well, let's go click on her stuff and see what she has.
This is an interesting new way of interacting. Just go post on my uploads.
That's very clever. Normally they have to chase us down on the forums or Twitter.
So let's do that. Let's go actually. I've got a good example. So I have one of my lots. Let's just take this one right here. Say we want to upload it. So I can quickly jump into build mode here. And I've got a few cool choices. So I can save to my library. But as I do this, if I just save the whole lot, this is going to give me the option to either save it locally, which is save lot to my library, or I can upload it here to the gallery.
Notice you can have the bed and bathroom there, that if you want to fully take advantage of the sorts for people, you want to make sure you fill out that bed and bath there.
Yeah, so I'll take a crack at this one. I'm going to guess because I didn't look at
for the sake of speed.
And I'm going to delete this back off the gallery afterwards because you all already have this house in your game. But so there we go. Now I just click share lot to the gallery here, and this is going to put it up on the gallery for everybody to go find.
I wonder if we could share a room as well, because that's sort of like one of those little tiny, subtle things that it's very easy to miss.
So let's try that. We've got our cool little living room here. There we go. Nice looking place. Let's say I want to share this individual room. Now that I have the room selected, and you do have to select that room first. That's what allows this option. You click Save Room. And now I've got some cool options here. So living room. And I can change the type of room here, just so that you can find it on the gallery. So let's get a living room. And
I'm very amused. Somebody created a SimGuru Garant account on Twitch and has been banned. So you guys are doing bad things in my name.
So the one fun thing about rooms that you can't do on lots is you can select a photo here. So this is just going to give you a slightly different view of each room, kind of find the one you like the best. And then I can share that up to the gallery as well.
And one thing to keep in mind when you're sharing lots in general is you have the time of day.
Oh, that's a great one.
And the current time of day that you have set will define the viewpoint you have. So, for example, the gay nightclub would not look as awesome during the day. So you want to set it to the night so it looks fantastic then. Whereas this.
Right. So I just uploaded this lot kind of midday. Looks really nice. Let's give a little example of how that works, though. So if I switch time of day up here and just go to night, and then let's say I wanted to share this lot again. So now it's taking the picture at nighttime. Personally, I suggest setting it to daytime before you upload. You'll get pictures that are easier to see for people, unless you're kind of going for a specific like spooky theme or something a little dark. Then you can switch it to night. But just something to keep in mind while you're uploading.
Fun fact about the development process is that whenever people create bugs that have a nighttime photo and it's really hard to actually see the issue, you always get in trouble for doing that. So fun fact, always take daytime photos.
I'm going to take credit for this lot from now on. Oh, amazing.
It's not yours. It's created by
the Sammy58 says, oh my God, a must have.
I don't agree with that review.
This is not my house. I will not take any credit for this. We have a great world building team. They do some really cool stuff. And actually, I want to pull this thing back down off the gallery. There's no reason for it to be up there right now. So if you want to take
your ego,
yeah. So if you want to take content back off of there, you just click that share button again, and then you can remove lot from community. And now none of you can access it. Nah. So I'll take the room back off as well. But that's just quick, easy way to go about sharing content and seeing some new stuff. Oh, this is really racking up. Oh, do you want to get into a little build stuff, Grant?
Maybe just some of the weirder side things.
Sure.
We got through the edit stuff way quicker than we thought. We did all this prep. We have this like massive thing written here and all these things, and we got through it in like.
Well, some of this is going to go up as a blog soon, right?
Yes, we are planning this as a blog as well. So if you don't like hearing us talk, you can see it visually with pictures and all that.
Yeah, if we sped through this a little fast. Grant's done some great work putting the blog together just to help people understand. What sort of build stuff are you interested in, Grant?
Well, I know there's some of those weird little details, things that people might miss. For example, the quarter tile placement, the quarter tile little triangle. I can't think of the proper term. Is it also called quarter tile floor tile placement?
Yeah, absolutely. So let's actually get a different floor here that we can see a little bit on. There we go. So yeah, actually I just did that. Pressing G on your keyboard, there isn't a button in the UI for this, so it's just kind of one of those things you need to learn about. Pressing G will toggle that grid on and off. Usually I find I like turning it off when I'm doing kind of decorating my home, and then I like having it on when I'm setting up walls or placing objects. So right now, you can kind of see, as I move the object, it's going in half tile placements. But if I press the F5 key, and that's another one that's not actually in a button in build mode, I can now do quarter tile placements. So getting a little finer control over where my objects go.
And those details really matter when you're making that like perfect lot.
Yep. And then one more cool one, I can hold down the Alt button, and that allows me to do free placement anywhere I want. You can do that to create some like really cool, detailed, beautiful scenes. Personally, I enjoy keeping it on the grid most of the time, just because it can help in terms of setting up your room and having Sims using everything.
Face it. You're a bit of a control freak.
It's true. All right. Maybe some of the cool like freeze stuff and floor trim stuff. And
yeah. Let's do that. That like also the quarter tile floor tile placement where you can do the.
For the floor tiles. Yeah, totally.
I can't think of the proper term for that. I don't know the word for it.
So, for example, I've got my floor tiles here. If I press Control F, I can actually do diagonals. So I can set up cool patterns with this. So you can start to do some really neat stuff with it. And you can actually rotate the direction of the pattern as well. So if I zoom right in here, you can see my wood planks are going left to right. If I go and change it there, now you can see they're all vertical. And this is what I was talking about. I like turning the grid off when I'm doing color decorations and pattern decorations, just so I can see them a little bit easier.
What about the counters auto toggle?
Sure. One more thing with the floor tiles. Yeah. This is cool. Hold down the Shift key. That'll let you paint the entire surface of any similar tiles. So, instead of going in and like trying to drag out everything slowly, just hold down Shift. You get it really fast.
One of the things we really wanted to do with the Sims 4 build is to just speed up some of those basic things and really give you the power to quickly make big decisions and really make cool big houses. You could just pick up a whole room and move it really quickly, increase the wall height, lower the foundation, all that things. We want it to be really simple and basically take the frustration and headache out of that.
Yep. So actually the kitchen on this lot is a perfect example of what we're talking about with kind of the advanced counter placement and what the possibilities are. So being able to build this by default, you normally wouldn't be able to. So let me just give an example of that. We'll go in here, just delete some of the counters that were in place. And so as I grab the counters here, if I wanted to kind of make this thing that I was doing previously, that kind of basic shape, you can see it's going to connect some of them basically along the corners, but sometimes you want kind of finer control over that. So I can go down here and change auto counters to off, and this is going to give me way more options. So let's go back in there one more time. Here's my counter.
I have to always use auto counters on because I'm a bit of an idiot.
So you see, as I hover over these counters, the color variants pop up over the left-hand side there. Just click on those, and you're going to find way more controls for the different types of pieces that you can place here. So now I can do cool stuff like this. Let's see how far we had it come out. There we go. Now I want some of those island pieces as well. So this will give me rounded corners. So just going in there, selecting that. Oh, let's find the right variant we want. Let's see. I might have selected the wrong one, but that's okay. We'll still get the shape that we want. So I can go in there, I can rotate. Oops. And so now I can do cool rounded pieces like that. So lots of different options once you go in, you get in there, and you can do inner corners as well as the outer corners. I'm gonna go out here where I have a little more room.
And these are great features to move into once you sort of, leave your comfort zone. Once you sort of figure out how to place houses, quickly delete stuff and do all those basic things, because it is different than Sims 3 and Sims 2. We did make it new. And so there's a few things you got to get used to.
Whoops.
And once you do, you're able to, sort of create your own place all of a sudden and start to experiment and learn the differences of Sims 4.
So you'll see it actually snaps to those ones. They're the outer island pieces. The reason it wouldn't snap on this one is because it's an inner island piece. So like we were saying, it's kind of advanced where the right pieces snap together in the right directions.
Figure it out.
Yeah.
It's a subtle science.
I like all the cool little gadgets and kitchen knickknacks on the thing.
The modelers did a really cool job just going through and adding so much life and detail to everything.
Same thing with the cabinets as well, by the way, if we just take out some of these existing ones. So actually, the way it has this kind of smaller one here, you wouldn't be able to access that normally. But if we go back in, let's just get to that category quickly. And we still have outer auto counters off. So I can click on this, and again, I get way more variety in terms of what I can select. So, that's where that small piece is that I can choose from, or I can go in and get this kind of floor to ceiling one if I have a spot where I can place it here.
So this is one thing that people might miss because, again, it's a tiny little thing. And while we're at it, show them how to change their patterns and their color on anything.
Oh, yeah, sure. So we have the design tool up here. So anytime an object's already been placed, you can still go back in there and change the color. So you can do white, change it over to black. It just helps with editing a little bit so you don't have to find the object, replace it from the catalog. And actually a fun little tip here that you might not know about, you can click on the mailboxes with that one. So mailboxes aren't normally available in the catalog, as you might know, but they do have color options, so you can go in there and change the mailbox on your lot, which is pretty neat.
Yeah, that's something that people ask us all the time. And then there's also, for things when you're getting out of build, just in case, the bottom left corner of the thumbnail on the item you click, that's where you look at the pattern. So that little swatch, essentially, it's sort of like our inspiration for the UI was like picking out color swatches for like paint and things like that when you go to like the hardware store. And so you just look in that bottom left corner and you can see all the different options you have for patterns and colors to modify on your objects.
Yep. Oh, and again, I'm a hotkey person, so
yeah. Whenever you see Graham just magically doing stuff, it's because he uses hotkeys.
I don't click on the buttons in the UI too often, which makes it a little hard to follow along sometimes. But I press the R key there, and that's what allowed me to pull the design tool up.
So Brazil people are coming at me from all forms of social media, wanting me to say hi. Hi, Brazil. I said it in the chat. I'll say it again. Hi.
You're going to get a bunch of requests for call-outs now.
Super hi.
What's up, Brazil?
We love all of the countries.
Woo!
That is a long clap. I think that could be about 3 seconds shorter.
It's just that entertaining.
Oh, it's so good, though.
Any other particular ones you wanted to hit here, Grant?
Did you want to talk about the crazy stuff like freeze and?
Oh boy, sure.
Let's freeze.
So let's see if we have some good options for this house. So you can click right here on the home and find freezes and exterior trims, and some fun options in here. Let's maybe select a blue one for this home. I do not have a good sense of style.
This is a tech demo, not an aesthetic demo.
That's right. So as you click on different pieces of the home here. Whoops. you can actually add freezes. So the reason why it's popping up here as well is because this is actually a room up here. You can see there's a room there that we made invisible. It's just kind of one of those tricks to building if you want to accomplish certain things in certain ways. So that's actually an invisible room that you can go and then edit by adding a freeze on it. But that would look a little bit silly in this case. You'd want to add walls to it first, of course.
Although we have some genius builders who are able to do just incredible stuff with that.
Yep. Now, one thing interesting about this, you'll see sometimes requires a taller level height. And what that means is you actually need to go in and change the height of your walls. So I can go in and just by clicking on any wall on any level, I get these 3 little bars here, and I want to switch that to a tall wall. And something interesting, you can actually change this per level. So you can see the lower level, I can make that short walls, which got rid of a bunch of our taller windows. So I'll undo that one quickly.
It happens.
But now we have options for more of the freezes. So I can go in here and I can change some of the ones that I couldn't select previously because the wall height wasn't correct.
So this person wants to go and turn lights on in build mode. So right now the way it works with lights is it's all in live mode.
That's right. So yeah, you can't change the color or the intensity of the light from build. So you would have to go back to live mode, and then we can just click on any lamp. Let's say this one. And we've got set color and intensity. So you can change it for all lights, or we'll just do this specific light. And now you've got this nice little dimmer here, lets you set how bright you want it to be. You can pick from multiple colors. So yeah, that's nice, helpful.
And then the other thing that people might be used to from previous Sims games is that if you want to set your front door, that interaction is also only in live mode.
That's true. So right now, I'm assuming this one is our front door right here. So yeah, set as front door, already the front door. If I want to change that though, you need to find a door that connects from inside to outside. And it has to be down on the ground level because otherwise people couldn't get to it. But yeah, I can change it. So we'll set that as front door. And now you can see it's switched. And if I have visitors come over, they're going to go to that door instead, which is pretty helpful.
When Pezzy127, you're asking about the mailbox. Right now, you can only change the design on the mailbox.
Yep.
It's something we've heard your feedback on this. It's sort of on our list that we have.
Yeah, I think there's 3 different types of mailboxes in game. Right now, they come with a specific lot, but yeah, it would be great if we could let people edit those in the future. How to get a gravestone?
Yeah, isn't it just clicking?
Well, you have to have a sim die. So yeah,
we have a Twitter thing where somebody's asking us how to get a gravestone.
Fresh Leon. So yeah, basically, Fresh Leon's asking how do you get a gravestone. Right now, you'd have to kill off a sim, and I don't have my debug cheats, so it might take a while. But once a sim dies, depending on if they're inside or outside, that determines if it's an urn or a tombstone. But you can really easily just pick it up, put it outside or inside, and it'll switch types. So if you want a gravestone, just drag it outside and you're good to go. How do you delete floor and wall tiles? It doesn't seem to work like The Sims 2. Pretty simple. So you've got a few options here. Let's go right back into build mode. So we can grab the sledgehammer and, I can delete an individual one. I can actually drag, left click with the mouse, drag across the space there. Floor tiles are a little bit different. So I'll show a few examples of that. If you're down on the terrain of the lot, you can paint that with individual floor tiles, and I can delete those one by one if I want to. If I'm inside a room, though, it's a little bit different. I can only delete the entire room at the same time.
So you need to sort of cover up the floor tiles.
Right. So a room always has to have a floor on it, or it has to have no floor. So I can select remove floor, and the room is actually still there. It just doesn't have the floor anymore. It might be a little bit easier to see that on the second floor, actually. So let's do remove floor, and you can see the room is still there, but now I can see down into the first floor. Now, if you wanted to do something like a cool landing or maybe a balcony looking down onto a bottom floor, what you would need to do essentially is to split this into 2 separate rooms. So I could go in here, for example, and let's just grab the wall tool, drag it across there, and let's make this wall go away. That actually auto-merged them for me. So let's remove the floor, and now let's remove the wall tile. Whoop. Oh, that's going to auto-merge it every time. That's right.
It's too damn smart.
I know there's a way to do this, but it's a little bit tricky. Let's see if I actually drag one out separately. If it will not merge it for me then.
There it is.
Shoot. I know there's a good way to do this. I'm going to have to ask Aaron about it later.
We'll figure it out. So another Twitter user at Luke the Plumbob was asking about tips on the roofs, and I know that you had some basic tips the other day.
Oh, yeah. So we actually have a pretty nice roof on here already. Something you might not know about is that the roofs can automatically intersect with each other. So if I just had two roofs like this, it doesn't look quite natural because they're not overlapping. But you can take these roofs and, unlike objects, it can just intersect. So I can drag them through each other. And then I can change individual things about each roof. So I can go in there and I can adjust the height. I can grab any of the sides and pull it across. Something I really like, though, is grabbing these spheres, because then you can start to change the curvature of the roof. So maybe not entirely appropriate for the desert.
We have a quick request from the community, Graham.
Yeah.
The folks in the Netherlands want you to say hi.
Well, hello to the Netherlands. Hello out there. Joining us late in the evening today. Thank you for being here with us. One other cool thing about the roofs. So this type of roof doesn't have eave adjustment. It kind of depends if the roof has drop walls underneath it or not. And let me just give an example of this. So if I place, a gabled roof down, you can see this one doesn't have roof textures on all sides. So we have some walls on this roof, and that's going to allow me to adjust the eaves on it. So I can actually grab these arrows on the side and start to pull the eaves down and adjust them further. I always like to get the barn type roofs. I don't know why. It's just fun to me. And then you can actually go in and change the textures on the roofs as well. And unlike The Sims 3, you can have different textures on different roof pieces. So this is pretty convenient if you just want to get some cool looks going on your lot. Something else that's kind of fun, I think, is being able to do the roof sculptures this time around. And so now we have different chimneys, and you can put a chimney wherever you want. And again, kind of a little bit different than Sims 3. Now we have different colors for the chimneys, so they're not all red brick for once, which is pretty nice. And so if I go and I put a fireplace down on the bottom floor, I love search. It's so convenient. So we'll just drop a fireplace down there, and let's fire this thing up.
Yeah, this chimney is not really set up in an architecturally sound way, but we really don't care. We can have this nice sort of Dr. Seussian style home where the chimneys can be wherever they need to be, because frankly, you could just sort of build the house you want. Man, look at you racking up the followers. This was just a grand ploy for you to out social me.
So yeah, all the chimneys will have smoke coming out of them then. So certainly you can build them architecturally correct if you want to, place it on top of where the fireplace is, or, go nuts with customizing it. It's really up to you.
By the way, Cinderella Mouse noted that if you do the railing, that's how you...
that was the trick. Okay, so let's actually go back there quickly and just change it. Let's go back and grab our wall tool again. Just completed across here so that we have two separate rooms. I'm going to remove the floor and... All right, we'll grab the fence, do it this way.
Do you have any tips for landscaping, Graham?
For landscaping?
Have you done any landscaping?
I have done landscaping. So actually, I tweeted a little bit about this recently. Move the floor there. So I tweeted about this a little bit. Something I think is pretty important in terms of getting a nice looking lot is terrain paint.
And it's this little bitty tiny thing right between the fountains and the stairs.
Yeah, so you go right down there, right in the middle there, and you've got a lot of cool options for kind of what you can do in here. So we can grab some different paints, choose from like stone and pavement, which can be pretty nice. And you see, you just start painting that on your lot. And different options here in terms of how large you want to paint. We can make it more solid by adjusting the softness of it. So that's going to, fill it perfectly, or have it be pretty opaque. And that just allows you to have a whole lot of variety in kind of how you're editing your lots and just adding depth to it. You can see they layer on top of each other a little bit. Honestly, when I make lots, I spend probably a good 1 or 2 hours just messing around with the terrain paints, getting it to look beautiful in terms of what I want.
This is why I use the gallery, because I am on Sims 4. I am such a live mode player that I have not built anything really impressive. I did build this one awful compound towards the end that was sort of like my rocket art compound. It was weird. It was
So one of the lots I made recently, which I thought was kind of cool, something fun that I did, was taking these different rocks and just using them to kind of create an artificial fence, because you can make them overlap a little bit here, and just kind of placing them together, along a path if you want to.
Oh, that's really nice.
There we
It's
go.
a really nice little touch.
So I think there's a lot of cool stuff you can do with vegetation, especially because you can get a lot of it to overlap a little bit, to create really natural looking landscapes. And then, of course, I can go in here and I could change it to be more of a sandstone if I wanted to. That'll fit with our desert town here a little bit better. So some nice options there for editing.
Very nice.
Any more questions from the stream?
Somebody said I thought Grant was the older version. I think you're actually older than I am.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh my god. It's just that he's aged way better, and it's that good Florida skin.
Yeah, ironically, I feel like I am one of the older people on the team now.
Yeah.
It's a little bit,
I just
surprises me when I think
I turned
about it.
31. I'm 31. Not sure. One of those. So a couple of you guys are asking here about locking doors. We know that's a feature you guys want. That's also on our list.
Yep.
And in general, we really love having this conversation with you guys. We love having you on the Sims forums. We try to go there and participate. We try to have semi-regular chats with you guys. There are a ton of great gurus on Twitter that you guys can talk to. So you'll find SimGuru Grant, SimGuru Graham, SimGuru Lindsay, SimGuru Rachel, SimGuru Houts, SimGuru John Burgess. Which one was his?
Burgess is on there.
SimGuru Burgess.
SimGuru Hyatt.
Yeah, Dan's been on there a
tweeting
lot.
recently.
So you can get access to our design team, our production team. All of us are listening to you, and we are very committed to the Sims 4. So we're sitting back. We have lists. We have priorities. We're going through all this stuff to make sure that you guys get the game you're looking for.
Yeah, we've had those threads on the forums too, like Ask a Guru. I know we haven't kept up with them quite as much
We've
as
been
we want
asking
recently.
for time.
Yeah, we've been quite busy in the studio lately, but I think we're going to be getting back to those pretty soon. We're kind of setting up just a schedule for different gurus to take part in it, so you can get different perspectives from different people. So look out for that on the forums again soon, and we'll just tweet out casually when those are going up.
Oh, ceilings. Ceilings are automatically made on lots. So the ceilings are a little bit of a weird thing.
Yeah. So let's actually let me send Sim Ryan, future Ryan here back.
Future
home.
Ryan, he's such a good looking
We're
guy.
gonna edit his lot instead.
While we're loading, two quick things. You guys should come here on Twitch same time tomorrow for a big announcement. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yep.
And that one actually is an announcement. I know some of you guys came here today looking for an announcement. Sorry, it's just me and Graham. Here to tell you about some stuff. Bagel is asking, what's the official stance on enlarging objects? Is it staying in the game? Yes. We absolutely knew that was in the game. That is not a bug. That is a deliberate feature. We love that. It is absolutely hilarious. And you guys making drive-in movie theaters by enlarging the toy cars and enlarging the TVs is just fantastic. But anyways, you guys show up tomorrow. There's gonna be a big announcement, and it won't feature me. It won't feature Graham. So it's already got to be better.
No, actually, I will be here tomorrow. Sorry to disappoint.
It won't feature me. Oh God. I think that deserves a soundbite if my phone doesn't die. We're going to find one. You keep going. This is important now.
All right, so just a little note on ceilings here. So I took the ceilings off of this home just to kind of show how you would go about building them. As you click on the rooms,
there
we go, the groan. So as you click on these rooms without ceilings, you're going to notice they have this yellow edge around them. I can click on that and select Build Ceiling. And it's automatically going to add just a nice flat top to it. So then I can build on top of that. I can go back, just click on the entire surface, remove it if I want to. So that's kind of how you do ceilings quickly and easily. We don't have auto roofs currently, so every block that you go in place, if I wanted to just drop one of those down, it comes with a ceiling automatically on it. So that's how we make sure your homes are roofed But if you want to go in and add all those cool roofs, just go in, start playing with them, and have fun with some of the different options.
So one person noted that ceilings aren't always automatic, and there's a reason for that, which is that some of our houses were built in the world before we had ceilings as a feature. So some of the houses do not have ceilings.
So that is actually a holdover. We saw some of those invisible rooms on that previous home where I clicked on that rooftop and you saw that room with no walls on it. That is actually one of the weird kind of holdovers from earlier in development before they automatically added those ceilings. So what we were doing back then is adding these invisible rooms that then had a ceiling on them. So just kind of a interesting
just a little tidbit
footnote.
that, and it's one of those things that it takes us so long to design all the homes, build them, test them, iterate on so they're both beautiful and that they work. We do a lot of testing, make sure Sims can route and move between them. They don't get stuck. They can access their bed. All these little things that we have to test through and go all over the place.
And a lot of tech just changes, as we're developing the game. You spend years on a project like this, and the homes you build early on are entirely different from the homes you build, towards when you're getting close to ship, just because we have more options available to us, better technology to do things in more efficient ways. So just cool stuff with that.
Pawns are dead. I finally looked up what that means. That's very nice of you to say.
Wait, what?
It's something in Portuguese.
Something here?
Yeah. Somebody said I was gostoso.
There you go.
It's a very nice thing to say. But yet, I'm still not on the podcast tomorrow. Twitchcast, whatever this is.
All right. So Dan Hyatt is going to be here with me tomorrow.
Dan. I got bumped off for Dan.
Is it SimGuru Dan or
SimGuru Daniel? It's SimGuru Daniel. We had it wrong. The fans were correcting us earlier. So Sims VIP, the big announcement, it's noon PDT, PST tomorrow. It's the same time as this. So basically show up at noon California time, whatever that is for you guys. I think we're about...
It's evening-ish in Europe, 5 a.m. in Australia and Asia. So if you're here from Australia today, thank you. I saw some people there from Australia earlier.
Real quick, Mystical Maid. I like Mystical Maid, longtime Twitter follower. Yeah. She's asking, is there time for uploading rooms? We'll go back and do this. We actually did a little bit earlier, and we'll just quickly do it again.
I'll just do it again. So I just click on any room that I want to upload. So let's say this nice bedroom here. They did a lovely job with this lot, by the way. I like this one. Hold down.
It's very nice.
I don't want to plagiarize their work, so
don't upload this one, Graham.
Let's get rid of. Let me bulldoze this. I'm not going to steal from the community.
No, guys, Graham is on tomorrow, just not me. Graham is here. Daniel's here, not me.
So I'll grab one of our styled rooms from the gallery. So I can grab that. Let's edit one thing on it quickly, so we're not uploading the exact same thing. There we go, pink one. And so now I just select this lot. I click Save to My Library, select Save Room. It's a purple cabinet, and it is a kitchen. How about that? Selected the right one.
Fantastic.
So just go ahead, click Share Room to Gallery. If you want to save it for just yourself, you can save your room to your library, and then it's not shared out across the internet. It's just for you. But if we throw it up on the gallery here, we can go and just view the item details, and there it is. It's live. If you try and go get this in the next 5 minutes, you might have it. I'm going to pull it.
Yeah, we're going to pull this down because we don't want to get accused of plagiarism. We know that drives you guys crazy.
And you just bring the room right in the build mode. So if I click that, instantly it's attached to my cursor. I can drop it wherever I want. And it's actually saved here as well, going down the saved rooms. So every room I grab, so let's hop on the gallery actually. If I want to sort just by rooms, look at that. Maxis needs to go flag more of these. We flagged one room.
Oh, we'll need to take care of that.
Okay, there's a bunch more if we change our filters. Only one recently, though. All right. So we can go grab a cool room, the teenage room. Put some jazz on your walls. Look at that.
Oh, jazz.
There's a really dumb joke.
we created, like, for some reason, a jillion jazz paintings, and for the longest time, all we had in the game were jazz paintings. So if you wanted to decorate your house to test, you could only do it with jazz. And so jazz has sort of become this inside joke for it.
They all had wonderful descriptions too. I wish those had stayed. Put some jazz on your
Put some
walls,
jazz
like
on your
jazz it
little
up.
jazz it up, jazzing it here.
So I go in here and I just click save room to my library, and now I have this room to use locally whenever I want. So if I went back into build mode here, oh, I have to pull it down from my library actually. Oh, there it is. So we'll just grab that, add it to our lot. Oh, instead, I'm out of money. Dang it. Here we go. So I can just go into my library, add it on there, and we're good to go. Pretty cool.
Cool. All right. Well, I think that about wraps it up. Thank you for sticking with us for an hour. Hopefully you guys learned a few things. Hopefully you're excited for tomorrow's big announcement. We are. And, look forward to more of these discussions where we dive deep into, build, cast, things like Edit Town, and try to show you all the different elements in the game that, you might not know about or you might have missed, because it's a very big game and there's a lot of different features. So thanks a lot for joining us, and you guys all have a really great day. Do you have anything else, Cram?
Yeah, look forward to seeing you all tomorrow. If you like this broadcast or if you did not like this broadcast, I promise you're going to love tomorrow's broadcast. So
yeah, tomorrow's going to be
definitely
better,
come to that one.
It's more Graham. It's all the Graham you can stand.
That's right.
All right. Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
See ya.